Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree if you are new here. In today's video, I am continuing on with my wearable color series. Today's color is yellow. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I got this look, then just keep on watching. Alright, so I already primed my lids and set my brow bone as per usual. And I'm going to start off by going into the Norvina Volume 1 palette. And I'm going to dip into the shade right here, D1, and I'm going to use that basically as a transition. I used to do this kind of look all the time years ago, and another palette that's really good to do it with, you could use any kinds of dandelion yellows and like mustardy yellows, but another palette that's really good for this type of look is the ColourPop Yes Please palette. It has the perfect shades for this. Next up, I'm going to dip into the shade E3 and use that to start deepening up my outer corner and start building it up in the crease as well. Next up, I'm going to jump over to the Volume 4 palette, and I'm going to dip back and forth between B5 and A4 because I want kind of like a neutral taupey brown, and I'm going to build that up on the outer corner. And then dipping back into my crease shade, the second color we used, I'm just going to blend this out. And then into that first shade, D1, blending again. Really quick, I'm just going to dip into D1 with a big fluffy brush, run that over the very top edge just to make sure everything's super smooth. Last but certainly not least, I promise you, I'm only dipping into this palette for one shade. I'm going to go into C1 with my finger and just press that over the open space on my lids. I just wanted a gold that was a little bit more white yellow gold. I didn't want a super yellow, just to make it a little bit more subtle. And the one in Volume 1 is like yellow, so. Alright, so I'm going to jump off and clean up underneath my eyes. I am going to toss on a wing, but I'm going to use a brown liner today rather than a black. And I'm going to toss on my face. I'll be back to continue working on this look. Okay, so for bronzer, I'm going to go in with two different bronzers. I'm going to try out the Lorac Tantalizer Buildable Bronzing Powder in the shade Pool Party. And I'm going to top that off with a little bit of the Sephora Bronzed Matte Bronzer, and this is in the shade Mallorca. I like only see a difference on my nose. I'll have to try that again with a different foundation. Maybe this one's just like maybe my foundation, because I know that foundation is just slightly too dark for my skin tone. Maybe we need to try it with one that's like closer to my skin tone. Anyways, I'm gonna go in with the Sephora bronzer. Alright, so for my under eyes, I'm going to go in with a little liner brush and I'm going to line my lower lash line with E3, and then I'm going to blend it out with D1 from this palette, and then dip into Volume 4 and blend it out with D1 in that palette as well. And then for blush, I'm going to dip into the Burt's Bees Toasted Cinnamon Blush. And for highlight, I'm going to dip into my favorite Auric Glow Lust. I have the shade Selenite, which is a little bit of a yellower, more yellow toned shade. I'm going to squeeze out probably literally that much. Just the teeniest, tiniest little amount. I can always get more if I need more. And then I'm just going to work that into my fingers a little bit. And I'm going to pat that on the skin. So I bounce back and forth between the finger that had it on it and a clean finger. I'm just going to pat that in a little bit. That was why I did my bronzer and blush up a little bit higher, because I want to make sure that everything blends together nicely. Do the other side really quick. Not very good at doing that with my left hand. Take what's left on that finger and just put a little bit on my brow bone. I'm gonna get just literally the smallest amount more. And then what I'm gonna do, since you can clearly see that there is a line, because I am putting this over powder, it does work really well over powder. It doesn't lift anything or separate anything or anything like that. I'm gonna take a clean, damp sponge. So I don't wanna use the one that has foundation on it because I don't wanna mix that together. And I obviously don't wanna use the one that has powder on it because I don't wanna add any powder to this right now. And I'm going to, once again, squeeze out just a little bit, and then I'm gonna kind of spread it around like paint on a sponge and use that to kind of build it up and also diffuse it out. So that is super, super pretty. I love doing that. I am really quick just going to dip into the Essence Pure Nude Highlight, which doesn't really add too much. That's what it looks like on a swatch. I'm more so just going to use it, like you can barely even see it on my finger, more so just going to use it to set down the Glow Lust, just because I don't like sticky or tacky or dampened sensations on my face. So I'm going to set all this down just a little bit, and it's really not going to add too much. It's going to add a little bit more glow, but not an excessive amount. And then I'm going to go back in with the brush that I used for my blush, and I'm just going to tap it over these edges right here. And that is going to get rid of any other like lines or anything like that, and just make a really pretty, super smooth, super gorgeous highlight. Alright, so I am going to jump off and finish up the rest of my face. I'll be back to show you guys what I put on my lips and show you guys the final look. Alright guys, so this is the final look. For my lips, I went in with the LA Girl lip liner in Nonstop Nude and the NYX Shout Loud satin lipstick in the shade A La Mode. I love the way that this look turned out. I remember the first time that I wore a look similar to this years and years and years ago. I had just gotten the ColourPop Yes Please palette, so I was playing with that a ton, and somebody told me that I reminded them of a monarch butterfly, and that's kind of always stuck with me, and it's always been one of my favorite like go-to looks. I just love yellows on the eyes. I think it's so pretty, and I think that it complements my eyes very, very well. So I do love this look, and I love the way that everything turned out. I keep forgetting that you guys are farther back now so you can see my hands, so like the stupid shit I do with my hands is actually on film now. That's fine. And yeah, that is going to wrap up today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. I hope that you guys learned something. Comment down below and let me know, what's your favorite way to wear yellow eyeshadow? I would love to know. Please subscribe if you have not already. It would mean the world to me. Like this video, ring the bell, do all the things. I hope that you guys have an awesome, awesome day, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye! Yeah.